What's up, YouTube family and Browns fans everywhere? This is Cleveland football, and I'm your host, Terrence Hudson. All right, let's hop right into this because, man, bottom line, we got our butts kicked yesterday. 12-29. Apparently, there's never been a 29-12 score in NFL history, so that's a first. Again, with where we're at right now, just throw the numbers out. Throw the stats out because it doesn't really tell the story. Neither quarterback put up big numbers, but what this game came down to was toughness. And quite frankly, we got out hit. We got out toughed, if I could use that word. They kicked our butt. They set the tone with the run game, smashing us in the mouth. And again, that set the tone. But we were able to withstand those early punches and kept the game relatively close through the fourth quarter, where it was a 12-17 game where we would have had a chance to go down and take the lead. But even a 5-point lead or a 2-point lead felt like a 20-point lead based on where we were at with the offense. And again, they out-hit us. We were 2 for 13 on third down. We converted a couple fourth downs, 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. They was smacking us. And unfortunately, we lose DTR. That hit is one thing about the hit, right? This guy, I watched the play again, all right, 54 had at least a 15, almost 20-yard run because DTR is running around and he circles around. That guy is still coming. Boom! And he blowing the smithereens, just to see. And this guy, he's a tough kid, man. He took that hit. But the thing that bothered me about that, and I don't see everything, and the TV doesn't show everything, all right? And you might say, oh, well, it was a clean hit, but the guy was actually flagged for it. But no one from our side got up in that guy's face or at least bumped him in his chest. You ain't got to retaliate enough to get a penalty, but enough to say, hey, man, what you doing? I didn't see that. And watch that young guy get blew up like that. Saw Cooper get blown up, all right? We saw Miles lead the game with a shoulder injury. Man, them guys was tearing us up. And I think that's a part of their resurgence. They got beat 70-0, 10 touchdowns, worst, a game in NFL history, just some months earlier. But they have turned that around. I think that they've done it through toughness and taking the ball away from people and hitting people. They got guys suspended for big hits and knocking guys out of games. So they was able to turn that around, and that's what they did to us. And, you hear, oh, is this a trap game? Was this a trap game? There's no such thing as trap games in the NFL. You might hear that term, trap game. Actually, they were favored. They were favored based on, all the guys we got out. They were favored to win. There's no trap games in the NFL because anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. Any Sunday, Thursday, Monday, Friday apparently, playoffs, even a Saturday. Anybody can get it. And actually, ain't no trap game. No trap game. That's like guys saying, you might hear a guy say a girl trapped him with a baby. She knew I ain't want no baby. She trapped me. Ain't nobody trapped you. You ain't get trapped. You know where babies come from. Anybody can get it. No trap game. All right? We got out hit. I think a part of it is having that emotional energy. And I talked about this earlier in the season, being able to dig in after each game, especially after a huge emotional win like what we had over the Baltimore Ravens, and then come back with it over the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got to be able to dig in the next week, and we just did not have it. I liked our guys versus their guys, and we were right there, but we did not have that juice to get us over the hump. Again, a 2-point lead felt like a 20-point lead. A 5-point lead felt like a 20-point lead because we just couldn't get there. We saw P.J. Walker come back in, and we just did not have it. So Who knows? Maybe we'll see Joe Flacco this week. I would like to see Joe Flacco this week. Some bright spots, because you can pull some bright spots from the game. I had a coach who used to say, you didn't play as bad as you think you played, and you didn't always play as good as you think you played, okay? Somewhere in the middle. So there are some bright spots to pull from there, and that's getting Cedric Tillman more involved. He's a big guy. I see he has some ability. We want to keep getting him involved. I think he can emerge as a threat. And then Jerome Ford, I mean, he had some gains, 9 for 65 yards. I think we would have ran the ball a little bit more, tried to establish that and work off of that. We over 40 passes, So that's where we're at. We just got out hit. We just didn't have the juice. And that can't happen. If we're talking about we're championship defense, best defense in the league, you got to be able to bring it every week and dig in and bring it. All right. We got the Rams coming up. Rams coming off a big win. They just blew out the Cardinals, and they're fighting for their playoff life. So it's not going to be an easy game going out to Los Angeles. And we're going to have to dig in and find some way to get it done and steal some games over this next couple of weeks. All right, that's just what we're going to have to, this is the nature of where we're at. We're going to have to take what we can get. All right, but that's what I have for you as far as the Browns. I do want to give a quick shout out to my Glenville Tall Blooders, my high school, going back to the Division IV state championship, getting ready to defend the title from last year, our first championship last year. I was there in Canton, but we're going back this year against Kettering Archbishop Alter out of Dayton, Ohio. So let's look and go back-to-back there. And then you got my Toledo Rockets about to go back-to-back too in the MAC championship, MAC championship versus Miami Redhawks. Ironically, my senior year, 2004, coming up on 20 years. I'm getting old, y'all. Going up against the Miami Redhawks in the MAC championship. So we look to defend that title as well. Went undefeated in the MAC this year. So, man, hey, my squad is doing it this year. We just got to get the Browns together. Come on. All right, so that's what I got for you. Hey, if you like, hit the like button. Be sure to share. Be sure to comment. And be sure to subscribe.